guys want to talk more on the contract situation a little bit?
Yeah, the contracts, man. I was coming to terms with it, and I'm like, because I'm trying to figure everything out in my head, and I'm like, all right, if somebody is gonna lock them down, who would I want to do it? And it is Engin. I mean, there's nobody else that has did what he's did and would want to do that 24/7. I mean, that guy lives arm wrestling, so he is all about it. The only thing that kind of got me a little nervous and scared, because there was a lot of rumors around saying that he's going to use that power and blacklist people and all that. And I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna. But then when Ryan Bowen came out with that recent video, that's what got me just a little like, uh-oh. That's where we're all afraid of with these contracts. If it goes south like that, and now people are not going to be able to compete in certain places. And then, now if that happens, and now Ryan goes and builds his athletes up and then contracts them, and now these guys get their names out there and they come the top guys, we're back at square one, where we got two different leagues that are never going to pull each other and all that.
Like PAL and WAL, and nobody would know, when they would meet each other. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't think contracts are inherently a bad thing. I mean, it obviously provides value and security, financial security, as well as, to an athlete, knowing that they're going to have matches, knowing that they're going to have a certain amount of money in that contract. But if they're using it to kind of step on another promotion that they don't like, then that's when it kind of draws the line. But what do you think about that?
But the only thing, Tom, is I understand why they have to do that as well. Because you have guys that, your top athletes that are your big draws. Now, if they go and pull a small event to help out their buddy, they get hurt during that. That just screwed you for an event that you just laid out $200,000 and your main event had to back out. And we could get a good example of that is with Jerry and Hermes. That's not how the context behind it. But you see how that main event was affected by shit that happened. Now, what happened if Jerry pulled in a tournament, to help out his boy a month before, hurts himself? Now he can't pull. Engin loses his main event. He has $200,000 up there. He's never going to get that back, and you're in a bad position. You're a month out, and now you got to try finding a main event that's going to draw in. So I understand. We
saw that with Levon's injury, although it wasn't due to him competing in another organization. Obviously, there's always the risk of injury. I can see that from a business perspective. It's like I said, it's understandable, but it's just a matter of where do you draw the line with the business tactics. You know what I mean?
Well, and the other thing is, at the end of the day, it's a power move. It doesn't matter if you're a businessman or you're not. It's a power move you just made. So it's like,
exactly.
Is it the right thing to do? You're at that point, you could say, oh, I'm not here for the money. But when you make a move like that, it's kind of hard to not believe, that the money is a motive in it also. And it's a power move that you made, because you're kind of cutting off access to any other organization using these athletes, which are the big draw of the sport. If I was still promoting and throwing events and everything, I would probably feel a lot different right now. I'd probably be like, yo, whoa, what's going on here, man? Like, you're kind of taking all these guys off the shelf from me.
Because it could be you next. I mean, it could be any other promoter next that doesn't comply or isn't 100%.
But it's not even if he's not even naming one promotion. If you're just saying these guys could only pull under my organizations, all the other people are out of business, and so to say, because those are all the draw. And then the other question is, because I know when WAL did this kind of thing, they also went a step further and they owned the YouTubes and anything that athlete would put out there. So what does that equal? Now, me, a guy that goes and gets these athletes on my channel for interviews, that could come to an end now if Engin wanted to end that. Because now he could say to his athletes, listen, guys, if you're under my contract, you're only going to do interviews under who I tell you to for our promotion. Now, that's where I get.
I don't think that is not good for the sport there.
Well, I hit up Engin and I asked him that specifically. And I just wanted to know that. I said, is this going to affect what I could do with interviews? And he said, no. I trust Engin. And I know Engin's an old school guy like I am, and his word is everything. So I know by me asking that and him giving me that answer, I could trust him to know that he's not going to do that to me.
And Mike confirmed that too in his video he posted as well. Like, because he got in extreme detail about his contract and how he sat down with Engin and he had Engin rewrite some stuff and word stuff differently. Because, you know, Mike's not going to mess with his brand at all, or else he would have never took it. Like, his YouTube, his whole thing is all his.
Mike is the most savvy when it comes to that. Mike, when Mike's dealing with anything, if there's $10 on the table, Mike wants $11. Like, I understand. Mike is out for his own good and all that, and he'll make sure he's not going to get into that bad contract and all that. No, I definitely understand it. But the thing that what I'm trying to say is, I believe Engin in a way where, you know, Paul Lynn made that video saying how Steve Copeland, when he did his contracts, it was more made from a businessman's perspective. You know, kind of was there to fuck the athlete and the organization own everything. Well, after everybody's saying what they're worried about, Engin hearing all this, I hear Engin's going to these athletes now and saying, if there's any problem in this contract, just let me know and what needs to be taken out, what needs to be changed. So he's doing the right thing.
That's what Mike said. Yeah, that's what Mike said. Him and Engin sat down and they readjusted some things in the contract. Mike said in the beginning he didn't like some things and they got that corrected essentially.
Yeah, and I've heard that from a couple other athletes. I don't want to give out names and all, and I've heard the same thing. And I'm just telling you guys, I know Engin personally, you know. Engin is an old school guy, man. His word is his bond, you know what I mean? So if Engin does tell you something, that's cement, man. He's not going to go back on that because he's going against his own pride and everything he stands for in life. So that's why when those contracts went out, the first thing I did was I hit him up and I was like, yo, is this going to change my interviews with your athletes and all? And he said no. And right then I was like, okay, I can relax.
But Dave Chafee can't compete at AWE after his next match. He was instructed not to. So what do you think about that?
That's what scares me, Tom. And that's where, you know, I was all aboard. I was coming to acceptance. Okay, if we're going to have one guy do it, then I guess Engin is that guy, and that's who I'd want to see do it, as long as we don't get into that. And I hope Engin understands that, man. Like, we're all with you, brother. It's just, let's not use it as a weapon. You know, let's not use this now that I got this power. Now I'm going to push people out and all, because there never should be anybody pushed out. If you don't like somebody, just don't engage with them. But we're all here under the same banner, helping each other grow this sport. You know what I mean? So I don't want to see anybody pushed out. You know,
we got Paul Hutchins in the chat. Travis said it best: contracts are made to fuck the athletes. What was your opinion on what?
But you gotta understand though. Travis is, you know what I mean? You need a contract when you deal with Travis, bro, because, you know, Travis is going to test you on everything. So Travis's take of everything is, I wouldn't take that, you know, because Travis is looking, what can he do to fuck with you? He's looking, what can he do to get over on you on something? So, you know what I mean? It's a little different with Travis's character and all that. But I think, guys, we're going to be good. We just need this Ryan Bowen and Engin drama to come to an end, and I think when that is ended, when it finally just stops,
why don't we get them on the Fix podcast, just like Devin and Ryan Espy, and have or any podcast, just have them and have them actually have a discussion together and try and come to some
first say the buzz, because we don't
the buzz. You're 100% getting on the arm wrestling buzz, Ryan and Engin. But honestly though,
I don't know about that, man.
What do you mean?
Engin is, you know, I don't think he's going to hear anything. You know, I brought it up in the past, like when the whole drama with the live commentary went on, and he wasn't hearing nothing of it. And
we got to, you
know, when Engin said in his ways, man.
Right. The Schmo said, didn't Engin say his word is his bond and no contracts? He's for the sport and no division. Tyrants will be tyrants. Did he mention that early on?
Yeah, but yo, guys, this is the thing you got to also understand, man, is Engin was never a businessman. Engin is a true heart arm wrestler by heart, man. So he's learning the business part as he goes. So he's got guys in his corner that are trying to teach him. You know, and it's like
it seems like the guys in his corner are like, for example, Don Idris or Matt Rhodes. They were saying live commentary is okay, while Engin was the one who said it wasn't, though.
Nah, but you got to understand this, man. He wants to just do what's best for arm wrestling, but he's also now learning the business side as he goes and what makes sense and what you need. And I mean, bro, if you're looking to come a UFC, what they're talking about, which is $1 billion business, you have to deal with contracts, bro. That's literally the ABCs. That's the beginning of everything. So they're coming to terms with, you know, his arm wrestling passion is now meeting business, and now things have to be readjusted.
And to some extent, you gotta step on competition, such as AWE, is what it seems pretty.
I just hope that's not what's going on. I really do. And as long as that's not going on, and Engin doesn't use that as a weapon, I think Engin's making the right moves. And Engin is the guy to do this, man, because he loves arm wrestling and it's his passion. And I mean, the dude is displayed it, bro. And I mean, guys, has anybody else put up $250,000 9 times and risked their nuts like that as much as he is just to grow our sport, bro? You know what I mean? We obviously know he's not doing it for the money. Yes, there is some money bonus that he is going to get from it, but Engin is not that. And I can promise you guys that he is doing this for the sole part of arm wrestling. Now, does he make some mistakes? I think so. Everybody does. I would definitely stop this Ryan Bowen stuff. I definitely don't think he should go and single out Ryan and go to war with Ryan. I think he should drop that. People will take you seriously if you drop that shit and you show them that you're a bigger person and you could just go your own way and just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Stay focused on East versus West and the growth of arm wrestling. Do not worry about anybody else. Do not put any focus into that. We need you 100% committed at the top leader position, taking arm wrestling for the growth that it is. That's it, man. Leave the beefs alone. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I hope they resolve that situation. I definitely hope that gets resolved.
Yeah, and I think if we all just keep saying that, and, you know, Ryan has definitely opened up the channel. If Engin wants to call and have that conversation, he's definitely made it clear. And I push Engin. I think this is a smart business move and just a smart move as a person. Is just call him up, put that shit behind you, and let's just focus on growing arm wrestling, bro, and just keep doing what you're doing. And
definitely want to see that resolved.
Do the contracts, man. Like, you know, if one guy's gonna do it, bro, you are the guy to do it, my man. You know, and we should all just get behind you, because when I think about it, he truly is here for arm wrestling, guys.
So we got a lot of comments in here. I'll just kind of glaze through some of them just so I can kind of cover what some of you guys are saying. Somebody said, I'm not buying the next East versus West pay-per-view. Somebody said he hasn't risked anything or he wouldn't be here still. He's profiting from day one. Somebody said he wants to do what's best for his pocketbook. That's the entire
Hey, guys, hold on. Guys, I got to stop you guys there. I'm a promoter, man. I did this. Bro, if you think he's going to put up $250,000 to go make $10,000, I mean, dude, you guys got to put yourself in those shoes, man. You're taking.
Do you think it's 10,000 though? I mean, it's like $18 per
saying those
event.
First one or two,
probably selling 1,000.
You're lucky if you break even, bro. You're lucky, dude. I did this, and I would drop $20,000-$30,000 in events and come nowhere near of getting your money back. You're just throwing a charity to put $250,000 on the line.
He's lost money on a couple of events.
Or you're borrowing it from somebody else. It's still your nuts on the line. That is a risky thing, bro. And I don't know too many people that would do that, considering anybody else that has went big in arm wrestling has left after a couple of years and said it's not profitable.
I think we're beginning to see that the sport is getting to the point where it's more profitable, is I think the point I would make. Like, think of the UFC before it really kind of took off.
He's banking. He's killing it now. They're killing it. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying those first 3-4 of them, when you're not, and you don't know, you're still putting up
you push through those,
$250,000.
and now we're getting to the point where the business is becoming more and more evident.
Oh, bro, now they're doing it every month because obviously they're making real money now,
Right,
bro.
right.
And
It's a
that's why
business,
everybody
right.
wants to get in. And now we're willing to pay athletes 3 years in advance. That tells you
Right.
how much money we're making now.
Right. Agreed.
But bro, he deserves that because that first 3 or 4 of them, he held his nuts
I think
and
it's,
he rolled that 250,000 out there, bro.
as someone, I paid for every East versus West since the second. I support the sport of arm wrestling. I enjoy it. And the East versus West promotion has done a lot of good things. I don't like them stepping on AWE, and I hope they continue to have more fantastic matches. And hopefully the contract situation isn't too restrictive. That's just my only concern, my only hope with this whole situation. Because as we see in the chat, and just I think with a lot of people in general, people have a bad taste in their mouth with especially considering it seemed like a selective attack on Ryan's promotion, which seems pretty unjust. So I think it's understandable kind of where some of these people are coming from for sure.
And guys, I want to say, man, get behind Ryan Bowen, man. That guy is amazing, bro. That AWE, that is going to be major. They're doing huge things. Ryan has been doing things for this sport for 10 years. He's the guy that practically brought it into social media.
He's one of the first guys I watched on YouTube, and he was talking about how to get strong in arm wrestling, how to grow a YouTube channel, how to do it full time and stuff like that. I mean, he's been a spearhead for this sport in social media and just in general. So I mean, you can't deny that.
That's why everybody brings their own strength to our sport, and that's what makes us a big family. And when our family members aren't getting along, we all just want them to make peace.
Yeah,
we're all going to always be here, like it or not.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Ryan is not going nowhere, Engin, and Engin's not going nowhere, Ryan. So let's just get along, guys. Let's figure a way to just put things behind us, and then we wouldn't have this drama and all that, and we'd all just kill it, man, and grow our sport.
We got a comment from Cole Gray. If Vince McMahon didn't get death threats for buying all small territories out and create the WWF, nobody would know about wrestling. Engin is trying to blow up the sport, plain and simple, is what Cole Gray says.
Yeah, I agree. But the only thing is when he did that whole move where Ryan just announced with Todzilla and Dave, that's the only thing where contracts could get scary and could get really bad. So I'm just trying to stop that before that gets there. You know what I mean? Let's just put that shit behind us, guys. Just concentrate on growing.
I want to hear them come to some sort of resolution with Ryan and Engin and discuss. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see that.
I'm gonna make a point, man. I'm gonna see if we can get this sit down to happen. I don't even care if it's on this channel. I don't even care if it's on the air. I'll just get them on FaceTime and see if we could just get this sit down and just squash this beef because I don't want to hear about it no more. I just want great things coming from the sport.